I have to say I'm very excited to be here. When I was asked just a week ago, I was in Mumbai and I ran into Bowen Shah, who runs Education World, and he's the consummate networker. And he said, "Nigel, you have to go to this conference and talk." And he arranged it. I have to say also that I'm very excited to be listening to my fellow panellists talk about some very interesting and profound ideas. For example, making technology an enabler of innovation, and giving people the tools of technology to create change in their lives. The ability to stimulate research, the ability to bring together higher education and industry, create research funds to stimulate entrepreneurial activity. And of course, the idea of linking education and skill development. I'm from a company in Australia. We work around Australia from primary school through to post-retirement. We've developed a unique technology and methodology to facilitate individual growth and development. So first of all, I want to draw a paradigm. When we look at a paradigm, we look at the bottom axis on time, and then we look at impact. Now, this is what's critical, because in stage A of the paradigm, it's the difficult period. At the moment, we're building a paradigm in CSR. We know the difficulties, we know the struggles, we know the ideas that are generated, but so many ideas are generated, so many actions are not taken. We know the struggle of getting an idea off the ground. This is no different to someone sitting in rural India saying, "How am I going to change my situation?" They go through exactly the same struggle, because a paradigm by its very nature is a pattern or a model of thinking. And this is why education is really about addressing the pattern and the model that we have about our life. Education can't be sold as a commodity. Over the last 20, 30 years in India, that's what we've seen. Education is sold as a commodity, off the shelf. Give them more education and that will solve the problem. There are two questions we need to ask when we look at changing a paradigm. Those two questions are fundamental. They're the same questions you ask in your own career. These questions are: one, what are we currently doing that if we didn't do would dramatically change our situation? The second question is, what are we currently not doing that if we did do would dramatically change our situation? These are paradigm changing questions because they force us to think outside the boundary condition of our current paradigm. So there's a couple of things. What's been ignored? We've ignored the disconnect between education and industry. We've ignored the disconnect between education and career. We can't just give them education. We've got to link it with sustainable career paths. Those career paths influence the way people live their lives. And it, of course, influences the wealth that they can create and, of course, the wealth that goes around the community through the multiplier effect. So most people, in fact, have career by accident. They don't know what they want to do. They just do whatever's next. Career by accident occurs because most people don't know the information they want, can't get the information they need, and can't use the information they have. And that's why my esteemed colleague talking about technology, so important. Technology is a fundamental enabler of information management. Then we have the doing. So what are we currently doing? Well, we're giving them education. Education is seen as a commodity. Give them education and everything will sort itself out. It doesn't. We're giving them education in 7 and 8. They're dropping out. 90% of students dropping out of school. Why is this happening? The paradigm we currently have needs to be fixed because it's leaking. So there are 3 elements in the education paradigm that need to be addressed. There's the what to do, which is the content of learning. There's the how to do, which is the strategy to teach. Schools, universities, colleges, they're generally very good at those two. The fundamental piece of the pie that's missing is the why to do. The why is the attitude and the motivation to learn. People drop out of school because they don't know why they're there. And there's no compelling reason to continue. That's it, fundamental. We need to give people a compelling why. And that needs to happen in 2 different ways. The quality of an education system cannot surpass the quality of its teachers. Can't. We're actively involved in running teacher training. I just finished a workshop in Mumbai where people said we've changed the paradigm we use to teach. That's important. That's fundamental feedback. Secondly, what are we currently not doing? Well, we're not integrating each stage of the education life cycle. We're not supporting lifespan career growth. We can't just give them education we need to help people to develop sustainable careers. See, our belief is that every child born into the world is wired for extraordinary. Current educational systems in India are based on the guru model, where you're an empty vessel, I pour the information into you. If it sticks, it's because you're intelligent. If it isn't, well, you should just go and do a service job. This is fundamentally wrong. Every child is wired for extraordinary, and we can enable that extraordinary if we fundamentally start with that philosophy. So, I want to finish there, but I do want to say our company works, currently we're doing a project in Karnataka with the government looking at finishing schools, the TEQIP program. We're looking at how to build sustainable careers for vocational. We're providing vocational education and training. We're linked with schools in Coimbatore, Bangalore, Mumbai and Ahmedabad, and we're growing across the country. We're interested in a partner. I'm interested, as the early movie said, I'm interested in crazy companies that want to transform the paradigm. And I welcome you to come up and see me later if that's you. Thank you.